Good afternoon and welcome now to Festus High School Poplar Bluff Mules football. It is back and it is better than ever. I'm Frankie Castile. Tim Hicks is on the camera. Tonight it is Jamboree 2024. We are live on the radio, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Sit back and relax. It is Mules football exclusively here on Today's Talk, 93.3 FM, 930 AM, KWOC. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. We're coming to you live. It is a gorgeous afternoon and evening shaping up here in beautiful Festus, Missouri. And tonight it is the night where we kick off the 2024 football season. It is our annual Jamboree. Tonight, we are in a situation where normally we've got about 4 football teams that we are watching here, but tonight, we've got 6 of them. We're going to go throughout the entire listing, and tonight it is something a little bit unusual. And the reason why that I say that is tonight we are going to see a familiar face coming up in the SEMO Conference North. It'll be the Mules against the Knights of Farmington. Can't wait for that one. These two teams, they know each other very, very well. And you look at what's at stake coming up here tonight. Both teams, they know each other. Last season, the Mules got a win in the regular season. In the postseason in Poplar Bluff, it was Farmington. They capitalized. They got a win 28-21 to knock the Mules out of the playoffs. So you better believe that the Mules, they know what's at stake. And even though this game means nothing in terms of points, it means nothing in terms of where we are positioned coming up in the SEMO Conference, you better believe that they want the opportunity to take on Farmington, and they want a big showing here tonight. So we'll see what happens coming up here tonight. So in the meantime, what we are going to do is also, I'm actually kind of doing something really quick here to a good friend of ours, Miss Loretta Lynn Hart. We are actually giving you the link right now in our video chat. It's youtube.com/River Radio PB. So that is the actual link for our YouTube channel. Tim, if you don't mind, in the Facebook feed, can you type in our YouTube channel in the feed so that way folks can know where we're at? Billy is tuning in tonight. So glad you're tuning in. Make sure and hit that share button for us on social media. But more importantly, let us know where you're watching from. That is also important to us. We want to make sure that you know where to tune in at and where you're watching from. So Farmington Bluff is going to be the first matchup in round number 2 coming up tonight. It'll be Festus taking on Poplar Bluff. That'll be in round number 2. In round 3, the Mules, these two teams are not going to be taking on each other in this Jamboree. We thought that was going to happen, but that is not the case. So in round 4, it'll be Poplar Bluff. It'll be the Seckman Jaguars, and that will be on the east end of the football field. And if you're watching us right now on social media, it'll be on the left-hand side of the football field. If you're listening on the radio, also going to be on the left-hand side of your dial. That is where we are tonight. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different matchups is going to be up for grabs. Now, coming up in just a few moments, we're going to be talking live to the head coach, Jeff Mannon. He'll be joining us coming up in just a few moments, and we'll pick his brains coming up on this Jamboree, what he's watching out for. By the way, Festus, they're going to be wearing their black jerseys here tonight. Farmington also in black. Jackson wearing their red jerseys. We're not going to see them, thankfully. Capital City, they're going to be wearing the white jerseys. Not going to see them as well. Seckman will be in the blue, and Poplar Bluff is going to be in their maroons. Those are the teams that we're going to see here tonight. Loretta Lynn, she is watching for number 10 and number 20. That is Hunter and Colt Clifford. I tell you what, Lorette, I've been doing my studying, and it's kind of interesting because we've been given multiple rosters because last week was the maroon versus white scrimmage, and now they've taken those entire rosters and they have compiled them into one. That is good news, but I was told on the way up here today that, hey, after tonight, take that roster that I've got, throw it in the trash. I'm going to get a brand new roster on Monday, and that'll be the game day roster, so that's okay as well. Dan Elder is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside, Dan. And if you didn't hear last week, my friend, we have added a brand new feature this year to our athletics. And can I go ahead and tell him, Tim? Can I go ahead and give him thumbs up on this? He's like, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do it. We've added instant replay this year as well. We got a chance to unveil that last week, and we are hoping to continue that again this week. Should be a lot of fun. So thank you so much to Tim for doing his absolute best to make sure that we were able to unveil that last week. We got a chance to really take hold in that last week. So we're excited about this. Can't wait for it. David Hadley is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside, David. And your wait, my friend, is about to be no more. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick timeout. And when we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Jeff Manning. That is coming your way in just a moment. It'll be our first time where we will have Coach Jeff Manning on the program. We will go over this Jamboree in detail. He'll let us know what he's watching out for, and most importantly, what side of the ball that he's going to be watching very closely as the Mules have 3 different opponents. It'll be 12 offensive, 12 defensive plays. And then that is how this Jamboree, no extra point attempts are going to be given. All touchdowns will be 6 points. We will have, by the way, scoreboards up here tonight. There is not going to be a time clock. That is because they're not going to be keeping time. It's just 12 offensive, 12 defensive plays, and we'll have the correct score on the board or on the screen the entire night. We'll clear it once Bluff and Farmington are done, and then we'll get ready for the second matchup, Festus and Bluff, and then Seckman and Bluff a little bit later on. Let's step away for about 2 minutes, and coming up next, we're going to go for the first time inside the game day locker room, and we're going to be speaking live to the head coach, Coach Jeff Manning. When we come back, you're watching and listening to Mules Football Friday. We're back in 2 minutes on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Jamboree site, and tonight we're going to see teams like Farmington, also Festus and Seckman. And joining us now live on the pregame show is the head coach in his first season, head coach Jeff Manning. Coach, here we are. It is Jamboree time. Hard to believe that our season is just about to begin. Any nerves as you get ready to take your team out to take on Farmington in the first round of tonight's Jamboree.
Frankie, I don't know how much nerves it is what it is excitement to see what these kids have. You know, they've been working pretty hard all summer and just see what they can do and, you know, make sure we are firing on the cylinders we need to fire on, you know what I mean? So
I got to tell you, last week going to the maroon and white Gatorade game, there was a lot of great play. What were your thoughts overall from last week?
The thing I was excited about is the kids were excited. You know what I mean? We had people in the stands. I think some of the most people we've had at a self-scrimmage that we've had in a really long time. You know, the kids got excited by it, and we got to get the nerves of playing in front of a crowd out, and I think that was really good for them. And you know, just the execution that we had. We got a lot of things we got to clean up, you know, so we focused on some blocking and tackling and things like that this week. But, you know, overall I was pretty pleased, at least by the effort. So.
Let's go ball by ball here. Let's start with the defensive side. What are some things that you like about last week, but some things that you're going to be watching for coming up tonight?
You know, on the defensive side of the ball, we got a lot of kids that just haven't played a lot of ball. So they're learning basics of everything, and we've kind of jammed scheme on them, and they've got the scheme figured out. Now it's the blocking and tackling and things like that. So on the defensive side of the ball, really impressed by the way they're all flying around. We had to work on some tackling techniques and stuff like that this week, but no, overall I was excited with what I saw. So
offensive side of the football last week, Jay Edmondson did it again. He was able to make his short runs to get first downs. He can throw the ball. Your thoughts on him?
You know, Jay's a great kid. He stepped up and been a leader. He gets pretty mad at me at practice because I blow a really quick whistle on him so he doesn't get touched. But, you know, they have a real healthy competition right now going between the offensive and defensive guys and really motivate each other. Defense doesn't really like when Jay gets to run around, and then Jay likes throwing jabs and doing his little Heisman stuff whenever he's running around in practice. So it's healthy competition.
So tonight we're going to see a couple of familiar faces here coming up. First and foremost, we're going to see Farmington. Then coming up in round 2, we'll see Festus. And then to round things out tonight, Seckman. So tell me how this Jamboree is going to work here tonight.
Well, you know, the last few years we've gone to the Dexter Jamboree, and I think this will give us a chance to see more of our level of competition being Class 5 ball. You know, all the teams we're going to play, Barn Jackson, are pretty run-heavy teams. You know, Farmington still runs a triple option. They've kind of gone to a spread pistol attack. Seckman, you know, kind of runs football from the 1930s, 40s. They run a single-wing offense and football in a phone booth. They want to run everything down your throat. And then Festus has spread it out a little bit, but it looks a lot like the old Gus Malzahn stuff from Auburn. They'll have an H-back and a lot of misdirection power, gap scheme stuff. So,
couple of numbers I want to throw at you here real fast. Last season, when the Mules were inside the red zone, the Mules scoring a touchdown at 93% of the time, and then on third down conversions about 43% of the time. Overall, was you guys happy with those numbers from last year?
You know, it wasn't awful, but there's always room for improvement on stuff. You know, we haven't really got into a whole lot of situational football yet, other than red zone and stuff like that. We're going to kind of focus on that next week and hammer out the rest of the special teams. But
let's talk about the overall schedule coming up for this season. You look at it on paper, and this might be one of the toughest schedules that I have seen us play in my 16 years of doing this.
Yeah, so having a tough schedule can, you know, be really beneficial to you because your kids get to see a really good level of competition throughout the year, and there's no just days off, basically, is what we say. And we take the schedule one at a time. So, you know, Valley View coming up, it's not going to be a really, really easy cupcake. You know, they went pretty deep run in Class 5, I believe, down there in Arkansas. And, you know, just get a chance to compete, and then by the time you get to districts, the level of competition you see throughout the year is pretty comparative to what you see there, so it makes it a little easier on the kids by the time we get down there. Main goal playing teams like that is just staying healthy.
Is there one team on this schedule that the kids have it circled in the locker rooms, or is it really going to be a week-by-week situation?
It's always a week-by-week for the kids, but, I mean, for the kids, it's our conference opponents. You know, we got the Jackson, the Farmington, the Cape. Those are the ones the kids look forward to the most, but you know, we've really focused on, hey, I've been telling them this week, you got to have memory of a goldfish, even when it comes to plays in football. You know, something happens, don't dwell on it because it'll drive you nuts.
So for those who don't know, I've got the roster right here in front of me in the booth. Tell me about some kids that you're looking forward to this season to step up
and have really great seasons? And I know the answer would be all 50-plus of them, but if you got to narrow it down, who would you say?
Nico Gaddy's put in a lot of work. Connor Stevens, Jay Edmondson, the guys on the offensive line have really worked hard this summer. Chase O'Neal, Kyler Wilson, Cade Bussey, Trent Andrews has come in. We moved Lincoln Warren from tight end to offensive tackle, and he really jumped in with that with both feet. Defensive side of the ball, we got Carson Dickin, Taylor Jackson, Caden Jenkins looks like he's kind of stepping up. On the back end, we got Spencer Nunn, Hunter Clifford, Dylan Hall. Dylan Hall's been doing a great job. And we got a lot of young guys, Patrick Slack, Noah Dodd, just kids stepping up. So.
How was our special teams looking this year?
Special teams, we got a couple of soccer guys coming to kick, but we still have a backup in Hunter Clifford. Hunter can get the job done. It's just those soccer guys got a little bit more leg behind them right now. But I think our first 2 games, they'll be playing soccer games on the road, so we'll have Hunter kick those first couple games.
So last question here at the pregame. I asked you this last week following the maroon and white scrimmage game. All in all, tell me how excited you are to be at the front of this team. And I know you've been an assistant coach now for a very long time, so it's got to feel very satisfying to be the head guy now.
Oh, yeah, Frankie, it's an honor and a privilege. I've, been in Poplar Bluff my whole life, been around Poplar Bluff my whole life, and it's just been awesome. It's just kind of surreal sometimes once I get through the busy work of this first week of school and everything, but it's been fun, and I think the kids have responded well. We still have a lot of energy and excitement going into practices, and the kids have bought in, so it's been awesome.
Well, this will be our first of many interviews, Coach. I'm so glad and honored that you're going to continue our pregame rituals here where we do our interviews before after the ball games. I look forward to a great season. Go get them, and we can't wait to talk to you guys following tonight's Jamboree.
All right, thanks for having me, Frankie.
You betcha. Coach Jeff Manning joining us live inside the game day locker room. Once again, we are live in Festus. It is the Jamboree coming up at the top of the hour. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening and watching Mules Football Live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
We appreciate head coach Jeff Menon for joining us here today, and we really do appreciate everything that he does for us. And we are just moments away from the first plays of the Jamboree 2024. We are coming to you live once again from Festus. And this season, the Mules are looking to really capitalize off of a 500 season last year. The Mules ended their season 5-5, and as a matter of fact, how fitting is this? The Mules, by the way, are going to be taking on a team that ended their season a season ago. That is the Knights out of Farmington, so we'll have much more on that coming up here as well. We are now 9 minutes away until we begin this amazing Jamboree. By the way, let's go ahead and introduce you for the first time this season. Let's introduce our coaching staff here this year. The head coach is Jeff Menon, spent 10 seasons, by the way, on the assistant coaching staff for Poplar Bluff. Also, he'll be the defensive coordinator as well. Offensive coordinator, used to be a head coach. Very successful offensive coordinator, Mark Bruce. And then some of the other coaches are going to be Josh Freeman. On the wide receiving end, it'll be Coach Austin Jefferson, also a former player as well. Tony Kirkley once again on this year's coaching staff, as well as Colton Mannon, Jason Puryear, Jason Lance, also Brett Bruce. He is going to be coaching the running backs, Zach Randolph and Josh Lewis. Those are your coaches for this season for Poplar Bluff. And then, of course, our team chaplain, our life coach, it is Greg Gilberto. He will be another coach here once again this season for Poplar Bluff. And we really appreciate all of our coaching staffs because these guys, they pour a lot into our football program, and we're going to see that here tonight on the football field. Now, if you are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, here's how this is going to work. Tim, if you don't mind, let's kind of take it out to a wide shot here of the entire football field. If you're watching us online, I want to set the stage here because we've got 6 teams that'll be on the football field. And the way this is going to work is for Poplar Bluff, we're going to be on the east end of the football field. It'll be on the left side, and that's where we're going to be all night long. And I like that because typically what we do on these Jamborees is we kind of switch sides every once in a while. But tonight, according to the schedule that we've been given, we're going to be on the left side of the 50-yard line the entire night. We will play the first 2 series, 12 offensive, 12 defensive, and then, of course, we'll take a break, and then we will have for you the third matchup of the night, and that'll be between Bluff and Seckman a little bit later on here tonight. So that's kind of the way things are going to be set. It'll be 12 offensive, 12 defensive plays. We are coming up now on 7 minutes until we begin. And by the way, real quickly, we've got give you a heads up here, we've got a special guest that's going to be joining us in the booth coming up in week number 1. A lot of folks know him. They've been asking me, where's he been? Well, the good news is he is back coming up in week number 1. Can't wait for that one. That'll be coming up next week in Poplar Bluff. We're going to be saying an awful lot of these guys coming up here this year. We do want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to our amazing sponsors. Without our sponsors, this is not going to go down, so we want to say thank you again to Baldwin Toyota, also First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, also being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Jess Jewelers, our good friends at Russians Towing, Poplar Bluff Monument Works, the Ozark Legacy Insurance Partners, also being brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties, Village Express, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Country Road Market, Barker's Towing and Auto Repair. Also being brought to you by Larry Hillis Dodge Air Solutions, Edmondson and Holt Attorneys at Law, Maverick Glass, and Senator Jason Bean. Those are our amazing sponsors for this season. So here we go. We are going to begin the Jamboree here tonight, and it looks like Farmington is going to begin on offense first. So here we go now. It'll be a run play. No, it's going to be a quarterback option outside, and good job by Hunter Clifford as he runs the running back outside, and that'll be quickly a second down and about 10. They start from the 40-yard line, so we're already underway here. They've got going a little bit earlier tonight. I kind of like that, actually. It'll bring up second down and 10 to go now for Poplar Bluff. So here we go now. Second play. This one's going to go up the gut this time. Not going to get nearly as much, only about 3 yards, down to about the 37-yard line. And that'll be where we are right now. So here we go now. Third down and 3. So third down and 3 now, or make that second down and 7 on a 3-yard pickup that time. 3 yards. So 3 yards on that one. And you're going to hear a lot of whistles. Going to be a passing play in the Mules that time. What a great job that time by the defensive men. Caden Jenkins, he is a junior, and he come around, and he was going hard for the quarterback. And that's what you want to see. Third down coming up now. Third down and 3, or third down and 7 rather. Down to the 27-yard line. Third down and 7 from the 27. High snap. This one bounces outside to the running back, and he's going to be near the first down marker. I believe he is going to be inside the 20, and he will have a first down option outside. And quickly, they're going to bring that one back, I believe. So that one is not going to stand. There's a flag on the play. Nope, they're going to say it's going to be a turnover against the Farmington Knights. Did not see that one toward the end. It was a fumble, it looked like, and the Mules ended up recovering. Good job that time by the Mules. So now for the Mules as they come back out now on defense, be a handoff, going to go inside. Option outside again. Boy, they love running that play. This time Farmington, he is going up and he'll be inside the 5-yard line. A big drive that time. Boy, that option to the outside has been so far the defense a little bit caught off guard. And that'll bring up a first and goal coming up now. First and goal. That is a huge gain all the way down to about the 3-yard line. So all the way down to the 3-yard line. Farmington now, remember there's no scoreboard here. Each team gets 12 offensive, 12 defensive plays. And that's kind of where we are right now. So here we go now. The quarterback, we do not have a roster for the Knights. What a good deflection again. And Caden Jenkins again. Him and Cade Huffman come up the line. And that is twice now that they've got a hand on the ball. Brandy Morey is watching from the stands. Glad to have her alongside. Jane Harless is tuning in from West Virginia. Glad to have you guys alongside here tonight as well for this Jamboree. Mules right now on defense. They are standing near their goal line. Mules will have The ball coming up here in just a few moments. We are keeping score as well. That's something that we are doing here tonight. We're going to have our own stats. That is the plan anyway. Be second down and goal now from the 3-yard line. New quarterback coming in for Farmington. Going to be a handoff. And this one going to be a quarterback keeper rather, but the Mules were all over it. Cade Huffman in on the stop. Also coming in for the tackle is Carson Dickin, number 53. He also gets a hand in there and makes a stop. So just like that, it is now third down and goal. Boy, the Mules defense not giving an inch right now. Coming in for Poplar Bluff, number 87, Bryce Dobbs. Of course, we know that name from baseball season. This kid spent a lot of time in the offseason in the weight room, and it is showing. Him and Jay Edmondson have put a lot of muscle on in the offseason. Little misdirection here. Quarterback is going to option it outside, and this time the Knights will walk in, and they will score 6 points. It is a 6-0 ball game now. So just like that, the Knights here with a quick score, and now they lead 6-0. So now they'll back it up to the 40-yard line is where they'll back it up, and that's where the Mules. So 1 touchdown given up by Poplar Bluff. So 1 touchdown given up. 1 touchdown has been given up here by the Mules. So here we go now as the Mules once again on the 40-yard line. Boy, if you don't mind, Tim, you can shut that door if you don't mind, brother. Woo. First down and 10 for the Knights. Here we go. Little misdirection here. Good job there handing it off, and what a good tackle that time by Bryce Dobbs. As we just mentioned him a moment ago, Dobbs doing a great job defensively for the Mules. Also out there is number 17, Caden Johnson as well. Johnson making another stop for the Mules. Poplar Bluff here quickly, 34-yard line. I remember that year, my friend. Another handoff. Chase O'Neal trying to go in for the tackle. Now a flag comes in at the very end of the play. Also making a tackle was Colt Clifford, number 20, and it's going to go against Farmington, rather. There are so many games going on right now. On the other end, you've got Seckman and Jackson. Boy, those two schools, they know each other very well. They played deep in the playoffs last season. Jackson went up to Class 6 last year. Mules, Class 5. Mules going to be Class 5 again this year. So a penalty on the Knights. Still going to be on the 40-yard line. First down and 10. Leanna tuning in. Glad to have you alongside. Leanna, make sure and hit that share button for us. Let us know where you're watching from. It is our Jamboree. It's our last time before it gets for real, coming up in 7 nights. Low snap this time, going to be a handoff. Good job by the Mules. That time, a lot of Mules in there to make that tackle. Number 17, Caden Johnson in on the stop. Also coming in, number 55 for the Mules, Andre Aguilar. And Chase O'Neal as well. Good job by the Mules. Stacy Rommel tuning in tonight. Glad to have you alongside, Miss Stacy. Boy, it's a really good night here in Festus. Matter of fact, it was in the low 90s most of the afternoon. Right now we're sitting at 88 degrees and not much sun. We get a flag thrown on the play. Oh, we got too many men on the field, it looks like, for the Knights. Too many men on the field. I agree, David. I don't think we're going to move classes either. I think we're going to stay right where we are. So now the whistle sounds. Farmington had one too many guys on the football field, so here we go now. It's going to be another option. Here it comes outside to number 5, and this time the Mules read it perfectly. Good job by the Mules. Tay Jackson, number 25 down there. That's what he wanted me to refer to him as Tay. Big stop that time. Glad to see him out there. All right, now we're going to switch sides. So here we go. It is the Mules' turn as we see Jay Edmondson coming out on the football field now. So now here we go now. The Mules are wearing their maroon jerseys rather with the gray pants and the white numbering. Here we go now. Jay Edmondson in under shotgun formation. Looks like Ferguson lining up in the backfield. Here we go now. He wears number 22. It's going to be a handoff to Ferguson. Ferguson down to the 35, down to the 30. And good run to begin this amazing drive here by the Mules, as Mules that time able to quickly get it down the football field. And it's going to be all the way down to the 20, or make that 31 yard. So here we go now. Here comes another handoff. This one goes to Earnhardt. He's going to have a Mules first down. So Earnhardt, 2 back-to-back runs. And now the Mules have it all the way down to about the 30, or make that the 22, 23 yard line. And now we're going to get a passing play. This one goes outside to Clifford, and Clifford is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So Edmondson with his first pass. It goes to Colt Clifford, and not much on the gain. Second down and 10. So second down and 10. So Farmington scoring 1 touchdown on that last set. Now the Mules are looking to score now. Lining up in the back, or in the backfield, is Earnhardt wearing number 22. Going to be a fake to him. They're going to go to Colt Clifford, and Clifford is going to be stopped. We'll see where they mark him down. Maybe lost a yard on the play. He did, and it'll go back to the 24-yard line, bringing up a third down and 11. By the way, for the Mules now, you look at their third down conversions a season ago, 43% is where they were on third down. They've got a long third down here. Shotgun formation, empty backfield for Edmondson. Edmondson's going to go down the middle. It is going to be picked off. It was deflected in the air. And Farmington comes in and intercepts the deflected pass. And now the Mules will move it back to the 40-yard line. That was really good there by the Knights of Farmington, as they were able to advance it on the interception. So now the Mules will have it first down and 10. So Mules have it once again. First interception of the Jamboree. Mules once again, they're going to hand the ball off. This one's going to go to Earnhardt. This time he's going to get maybe about 3 yards. He'll pick it up to about the 37-yard line. Second down and 7. Thank you, Christina. That's the lineup that we were given. So thank you so much. We appreciate that. So we'll have to figure out which kid that is out there, number 22. There goes number 44. That's going to be Jenkins. We know who that is. So Jenkins with a huge run, Cade Jenkins. And he'll have a Mules first down to the 15-yard line. That's a big run for that young man. That one is going to go 22 yards. I just text Coach Manning. Colton Manning, that is. And I was right the first time. Devin Ferguson is going to be wearing number 22 in this scrimmage here tonight. Jenkins again gets the ball. He'll be inside the 10-yard line all the way down to about the 7. So he's going to pick up nearly 8 yards on the play. Second down and 2. So a big pickup that time. Thank you, Christina. We appreciate that. Nicholas Thompson is tuning in. That's why you got to love these scrimmages and these jamborees. The rosters are all messed up. So now Jenkins lines up in the backfield. This time it's going to be a pass. This one goes outside. The Mules are driving, and he'll be close. And no, they're going to say he is down just outside the goal line. That one goes to J.R. Lathan. So Lathan gets to the goal line, picks up around 6 yards, and that'll be a first and goal at Poplar Bluff. Well, the Mules score here. I'm hoping that we can get that Barker's Towing and Auto Repair instant replay going. We'll see. Jenkins lines up. He was in the backfield, and now he'll move over to the left side. Going to be a handoff to Jenkins, and Jenkins is going to be stopped right there on the 1-yard line. So no gain for Jenkins. Second down and goal. A season ago, the Mules, by the way, 93% when the Mules were inside the red zone. Kenneth Rowland is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside. Kenny? 1-yard line is where the Mules are now. Inside the red zone last season at 93%. And you better believe that they want to capitalize on that again this year as well. Miss Chappell is tuning in. Here we go once again. Here's going to be a handoff, and this time Farmington tried to get him. The ball may have popped out that time. I believe the ball did pop out. We'll see the official ruling here. As Jenkins was going toward the end zone, the ball popped out. And I'm not sure what the official ruling is yet. Farmington thinks they recovered it. But we'll see. They're still talking about it down there. No, they're going to give it to Farmington. Farmington recovers it. So it's going to be a fumble recovery in the end zone. Second turnover by the Mules. So second turnover, and this one is going to go in the end zone as Jenkins tried to get in the end zone. It ends up popping out, and that's going to be the end of this play for the Mules. So Mules unable to score in this one. It's going to end in a 6-0 by the Farmington Knights. So let's go to a 1-minute timeout. We'll come right back, and then we'll break it all down. Mules go down to the Knights here, 6-0. We're back in 1 minute on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so we are back here. Let's kind of recap here the first set here. Farmington scores 1 touchdown. We are waiting for the next round between Festus and Poplar Bluff here. Real quickly, the Knights had 3 carries for about 13 yards. The Mules had 6 carries for 50 yards. Also, 5 passing yards overall tonight. So far, Jay Edmondson 3 out of 4. And the Mules 0 out of 1 on 3rd down conversions. By the way, looking at the leaderboard tonight, Jenkins has 3 carries for 30 yards, and Devin Ferguson's got a couple of carries for 20 yards so far tonight. Edmondson once again 3 out of 4, 5 yards, 1 interception. J.R. Lathan had 1 catch for 6 yards. That is the way that this one comes to a close as the Knights, they win that round 1. They go on to win by a score of 6-0. So looking now at where we are when it comes to the next matchup for the Mules, it'll be Poplar Bluff. They will take on the Festus Tigers, and that should be a very interesting game coming up here. This team out of Festus, very, very good. So we'll see coming up here. Festus, by the way, they are the host city here tonight, or the venue rather. So that's kind of where we are right there. So round 1 comes and round 1 goes. We are so glad to have you alongside here tonight. We want to take an opportunity here real quickly. We want to say a big shout out to our amazing sponsors. Without our sponsors, we could not do this here tonight. They do include Baldwin Toyota, also being brought to you by Senator Jason Bean, Maverick Glass, Edmondson and Holt Attorneys at Law, Air Solutions, Larry Hillis Dodge, Country Road Market. Also being brought to you by our replay sponsor this season, Barker's Towing and Auto Repair, Eye Care Specialist, Village Express, Mossy Oak Properties. Also being brought to you by Christian Automotive and Tire, Ozark Legacy Insurance Partners, Poplar Bluff Monument Works. Also being brought to you by Russians Towing, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Kevin's Auto Repair, and First Midwest Bank. Proud supporters of this year's 2024 Mules football team. All right, coming up here in just a moment, we're going to get back to live action. By the way, coming up next week, don't forget, it is week 1 of high school football. We welcome in the Blazers out of Valley View. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that matchup. Got a chance to talk to our good friends from Valley View. They are looking forward to being in Poplar Bluff next week. I know Valley View is a very good football program, so we'll see coming up here exactly what the Mules have in store for those guys. Can't wait for that one to come up. And while we're sitting here, we're kind of waiting around for the next to begin. We're going to go ahead and take this opportunity, and we're going to go ahead and change our scoreboards out so that way we are going to be ready to go as soon as they begin. We want to make sure that the right scoreboard is up. So next in the Jamboree is Bluff and Festus. And I believe we now have, Tim, if you want to go ahead and switch out your scoreboard, we should be good now. We've got Festus and Bluff scoreboard ready to go now. So there you go. Tim and I, we pretty much do it all. There is no daylight between him and I. We've got the schedule right now up on the screen. We do appreciate you tuning in live, whether you're listening on the radio. We are your exclusive home of the Poplar Bluff Mules. Today's talk, KWOC at 93.3 FM, 930 AM, KWOC. So the Mules now, they are going to be coming first. Mules will have it first on offense. So here we go as we get ready for the Mules now. Poplar Bluff is about ready to, they are gearing up now on the 40-yard line. So here we go. Mules have it 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Jay Edmondson now, once again, Devin Ferguson going to line up right beside him. Here we go. There's your first handoff to Ferguson. Got a flag on the play, so that one is going to come back. Stacy, it cost you absolutely nothing to watch these games on Facebook and on YouTube. How does that sound? All we want is your friendship. How about that? Tim wants your friendship too. Usually he's outside. He's directing traffic outside. Today, he is right beside me in the booth. Tim, I got to tell you, man, the radio sounds great. The video looks amazing. If you don't mind, let Tim know how amazing this video looks. We've got multiple camera angles. I don't even know what camera he's using right now. We've got a camera, I think, on the top of the press box. We've got, well, it's here in the press box, mounted outside the press box. We've got one here. There's a pass play outside. This one's going to go. Good job there to Jink. Make that to Clifford. Clifford is going to go in, and touchdown, Mules. There you go. The Barker's Toe and auto repair replay. That one goes 40 yards. Boy, that was nice. That was nice to Colt Clifford. Following the holding call, the Mules end up scoring 6 plays or 6 points. Thank you, Miss Loretta. I would say Tim is the best. No doubt about that. So now the Mules will get it right back here. So the Mules here. So here we go now as the Mules going to be a hand. No, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. And here we go. Edmondson now around the 20-yard line. And he's going to be hit hard inside the 20. And Jay Edmondson, what a huge run. That'll be another Mules first down. So now the Mules, as Jay Edmondson, what a run that was, using his legs all the way down to the 18-yard line. 22-yard pickup that time. And there you go, outside to J.R. Lathan. Lathan this time, he's going to pick up a few yards. We'll see where they mark him down. It looks like he'll be down to the 13-yard line, it looks like. J.R. Lathan, boy, we've said that name a lot last season during basketball. He's a phenomenal player. There's the boom. Absolutely, we love that. Bring back the booms this year every time the Mules score. Mules lead 6-0. Thank you, TJ, for reminding me about that. Stacy as well. We love those firecracker emojis. Going to be a handoff to Ferguson. Ferguson cuts back up the field. He'll be brought down by number 45 of the Festus Tigers. And this one is going to be a first down for the Mules all the way down to the 6-yard line, a gain of 7 yards. So Ferguson, he has had a really good jamboree. First and goal now. There's Sarah Lacey. Glad to have you alongside. Boy, we sure miss O'Gavin Hayes, let me tell you. I know he's killing it right now at the collegiate level. Edmondson going outside. We've got a flag. This one intended for Logan Slack, a junior for the Mules, wearing number 6 outside. Going to be a false start against the Mules, and we're going to back him up 5 yards. So, false start will go back to the 12-yard line. Guess who else is tuning in tonight, Tim? Grandma Jackie is tuning in back in Poplar Bluff. We've got a ritual going, had this going now for years. Every time the Mules score, she gives Misty a few dog treats. That dog has gotten fat over the years, I can promise you that. This season, she might pick up 20 more pounds. There goes Jackson, or make that, no, it's going to be, this one's going to be Hightower, and he's going to go in for the score. There is another Barker's Towing and Auto Repair replay. Mules again with 6 more points. This time it is Hightower. He goes 12 yards following the false start, and now the Mules with 2 touchdowns here tonight. How about some more booms coming in? Boy, we love that one. Mules having a much better second round here in this one. So the Mules once again coming right back. So now the Mules once again, they will have it first down and 10. So now Edmondson, he's back to throw, gets outside the pocket, goes downfield, and this one incomplete. Woo! That was intended for Spencer Nunn. Boy, that would have been 6 points had he made that catch. That one just a hair. Woo! Thank you, Miss Bussey. Glad to see Cade out there. I know Carson Bussey is here right in front of us. Kent's here as well. The whole family is here cheering on Cade. I know Cade, his senior year, going to have a great season. Hightower, man, he does what he does best. This kid, number 15, we're going to say his name an awful lot this year, folks. Is a quick running back for the Mules. If you need a couple of yards or maybe you need a long gain, he is your guy. Couple of yards on that one. It's 3rd down and 8 now coming up for the Mules. Mules have had a lot of success so far on this second set here of plays against the Festus Tigers. Make sure and hit that share button for me if you don't mind. We love to know where you're watching from. We want to reach as many people as we can. Edmondson again looking to go outside. He gets the pass. It is completed. It's not going to be enough for a first down. They gave that one to Hunter Clifford, my man, number 10. Boy, Clifford, such a great athlete. Got a chance to interview him last week during the maroon and white scrimmage game. I told him if I had the right patience, and boy, it's got to be the right patience, I would love to get my hair like his. But there's no way. I don't have that kind of patience. He may have probably the best hair on the football team, honestly. Edmondson now, he's back to throw. He's got a man there. This one, it's going to be incomplete. Once again, intended this time for number 20, Colt Clifford. Thought he had it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Mules will still have it back on the 40-yard line. Oh, gotcha, Stacy. I think it's $4 a person, I think. I think it's $4 a person to get in to the home football games. I believe that is the case. I misunderstood your question a moment ago. I do apologize for that. All right, here we go now. 1st and 10. Jay Edmondson this time. They give it to Hightower. He busts outside. He's got a first down and then some. He'll be, well, they're going to mark him back. Where would they mark him back at? Right at the 30-yard line. Nope, it's going to be the last play. So I believe now the Knights will come in. So it would have been a first down for the Mules. As Hightower Hightower able to go 10 yards on the play. And now for the Festus Tigers, they come out now. And now we get a chance to see the Mules. Mules scoring 2 offensive touchdowns. Yeah, I think it's $4, TJ. I'm pretty sure it's $4. But I got to be honest with you. I've not paid to get in to a Mules game in 16 years, so I really don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's Tim's over here laughing at me. I'm just saying, I don't really know. I think it's 4. Here is a quick handoff. Boy, good job that time by Bryce Dobbs. Couple of missed tackles that time. Mules run him out of bounds. Spencer Nunn also in on the tackle. Number 17, Caden Johnson, running him out of bounds. It'll be near the first down marker. It will be a first down. So 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. Going to be a passing play. This one goes outside, and a whole host of Mules that time is there. Hunter Clifford is there also making the tackle. Is going to be J.R. Lathan and number 5, Caden Walker, all making the stop right now. Second down and short. Festus not wasting any time. They're down a couple of touchdowns. This one's going to be completed. This time the Mules, it'll be a first down and some. The first man through to wrap him up is Spencer Nunn. Bryce Dobbs in there. Also in on the tackle, number 72, Kelvin Howard. So there you go, inside the red zone now. Festus not wasting any time. It's going to be a pitch outside. Let's see if the Mules can get him this time. Boy, misses one tackle. Good job that time by the Mules. Spencer Nunn, we're going to say his name a lot. Also in there, Caden Walker as well. Walker, he is a senior. So now here we go now as Festus, once again, they're not wasting any time. They are going quickly here, trying to get one of those scores back, and that's going to be up the middle, and there you go, touchdown, Festus. Boy, they wasted no time on that play. That one is going to go about 7 yards. So 7 yards on the touchdown. It is a Festus score. They'll back it up to the 40-yard line. I want to say, Tim, don't judge me. I'm drinking the green drink. It's another season, my man. Bring out that green drink. Get it ready. Made my own this year. All right, so 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Mules got 2 touchdowns on their plays, 12 offensive, 12 defensive. This Jamboree going by fast. It's already 6:32 and we're already through 2, almost 2. Not quite, but we're almost through 2. Here we go now, Mules defense. Shotgun formation, got a new quarterback out there for the Tigers. He's back to throw this time, got a wide open man. First man to make the tackle was Colt Clifford, and then Caden Johnson comes in for the stop. Lincoln Warren in the middle as well. He is right there on the line at number 50. We'll say this name a lot too. Low this time. Mules miss one tackle, but they're not going to miss another. Boys wrapped up by number 30, Law Summers. Great kick. Grant Wood at number 51 coming in for the sack. Got a chance to talk to Summers earlier today. He told me, Tim, if we ever need an interview, he's the guy for the job. They told me that he is the man. This one is passing play outside, misses one tackle, but Bryce Dobbs comes in on the second, knocks him down. It is enough for a first down. Poplar Bluff here leading at 12-6. Mules did not score the first time around. They did score 2 touchdowns here on this one. Make sure and hit the share button for us if you don't mind. We would love to get to about 15, 20 shares tonight being the Jamboree. Coming up on nearly 2,000 views already, and we still have one more set to go against the Jaguars out of Seckman. By the way, the last time we played Seckman in the postseason, it was a great ball game. The Mules lost it when the Mules went for 2 points to end our season. That was the time where poor Tim had to be up on the roof. It was cold that night. I was in the booth. I had no heat, but it was a lot warmer. The wind wasn't the wind blowing that night, Tim? It was howling that night. But we got a chance to at least be in the booth. Or I did anyway, and Tim was stuck up top. All right, here we go now. Be first down and 10 for the Tigers. Mules flushing him outside the pocket. They're going to go downfield. He's got a man, and good stop there by the Mules. Nearly a touchdown, but Caden Johnson says not so fast. He makes the stop, and just like that, it is first and goal. All the way down inside the 10-yard line near the 5. So the Tigers here, they can easily tie the game at 12. 2 touchdowns apiece here. The Tigers are driving. A lot of folks tuning in tonight on Facebook and on YouTube. They're going to go toward the end zone, and they walk it in. Quick throw, and there is 6 more points, and we are tied at 12. It is a 12-all score right now. A lot of folks watching us on YouTube as well. Glad to have a lot of our folks on YouTube. Just a huge audience here tonight. Hope you are enjoying the broadcast, whether you're watching it or listening on the radio. If you're watching us in high definition on Facebook or YouTube. And I'm going to do this a lot the first couple of ball games. I just can't get over our picture quality. It makes me feel like we're at a collegiate level the way Tim. You should see the way that Tim's got everything strung out here in the press box. He's got controllers. He's got cameras everywhere. It does look amazing. This is going to be our best year ever, especially when it comes to streaming. Good job that time by the Mules. Couple of Mules players. Tay Jackson there on the tackle. Also coming in on the stop is Jalen Shavers. Also another big stop for him. You're going to see a lot of jerseys in this Jamboree. Taylor Jackson, they call him Tay. I met him at a fish fry a couple of weeks ago. Great kid. He told me, if you don't mind, call me Tay. I said, you better believe it, my friend. Be more than happy to do that. Farmington, or Festus rather, they're going downfield. They've got a man there, and this one's going to be a touchdown. 6 more points. Boy, that was a pretty pass there by the Festus Tigers. Woo! That was impressive. No doubt about that. Remember, there's no clock here tonight. No clock. This is strictly just back on the 40-yard line. 12 offensive, 12 defensive plays. That's how tonight goes. So we were thinking that the district assignments were going to come out today. That has not been the case. So we are still waiting for, I'm pretty sure the Mules are going to still be a Class 5. No doubt about that. I think the Mules will still end up being Class 5. This one, it's going to be a drop pass this time. Good coverage by the Mules. First man there, number 30, Law Summers, a senior for the Mules. He was the first man there. 12-12 is the score right now. I'm not sure about that, TJ. I don't know. That's going to be the end. So we're going to have a little break here because we're waiting. We're going to be watching another series unfold, and then we're going to have our last series. It's only 6:38. We're going to be done by 7:30. I'm impressed. The way the Festus is doing this Jamboree, it's very incredible. Let's go to break here real fast, and then we'll come back, and I believe coming up here tonight, we might be interviewing one of our Mules managers. Her name is Zoe Freeman. Maybe you've heard that name so far. She is a phenomenal wrestler, absolutely amazing wrestler. So we're hoping to get her on the program. She is a senior this year. And I know by talking to her, she is ready for the upcoming wrestling season. We still have one more series to go. It'll be the Mules against Seckman. Right now, they are taking on Jackson. Let's go to a quick break here real fast, and then we'll come back and we'll have much more as we continue. We are coming to you live. We are your exclusive home of Poplar Bluff Mules football. We are today's talk, KWOC. We're going to step away. Let's take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come right back with much more here from Festus. He's Tim Hicks. I'm Frankie Castillo. You're watching and listening to Mules Football. We're back in 2 minutes on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. We are back here, and we've got a little bit of a break here, and we're going to have Zoe Freeman come up here, I believe. I did see her. I think she's trying to figure out how to get up here. That is the plan. So right now, you're not missing anything. I think we'll let Tim get some of the action on screen here for you. And you're not missing anything. Seckman, they are playing right now. And then it'll be Bluff's turn. We got to listen for Zoe as she makes her way up here. She doesn't know where she's going probably. I don't think I told her what booth I was in. So that being said, we'll get her on the air as soon as she comes up here. We will have her grab a mic. They're right on time. Zoe Freeman coming up here. We'll let her sit down here. We'll move those headset for you. And let's welcome back to our Jamboree, Zoe Freeman now, a senior for the Poplar Bluff Mules, also a manager here for the Mules football team. And if you don't mind me saying, Zoe, a phenomenal wrestler as well. Talk about, first off, what's it like being down there for this Jamboree, your senior season, a manager for this team?
I really enjoy it. I like watching the boys get hyped. This year's energy is like so much better. They're all supporting each other. No one's being really negative, and they're all having each other's back, supporting each other, building each other up, which is a lot better than years past.
You know, it seems like being up here, kind of watching the first series, Mules got off to a slow start, but then against Festus, especially on the offensive part of the football, we're starting to pick things up. I would say that by next week, we're going to be in full rhythm, ready for that first week, right?
Yeah, they're a lot more confident this year.
Let's talk about you a little bit. Let's talk about the wrestling side of things, and it's your senior year. For those who don't know, let's talk about some of your accomplishments so far, the first 3 years of high school, as you've had a lot of accolades so far during high school wrestling.
Well, yeah, freshman year I placed 5th, sophomore year I placed 5th, and then this past year I made it to state, kind of walked my way through districts, and when I got to state, I did not sleep the entire time. I did not sleep one bit. Every time I would close my eyes, I'd be wrestling my matches in my sleep.
Wow.
And so finally, when it come to I made it to the semis, and my semis match was against this girl. She was ranked 8th in the nation. And
8th in the nation?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so I went into that match more confident than I've gone into any match, and I had actually got on her back 2 or 3 times. But then I ended up losing by points. It was a really close match. And I walked out of the match not feeling hurt or anything, because I was able to get a girl ranked 8th in the nation on her back, and I was the first girl she's ever gone all 3 rounds with.
Wow.
So that was an accomplishment itself. And then I wrestled my way back to 3rd, and it was a really great season.
I don't know if he meant to say this out loud, but he did tell me on your way up here, Tim says he can beat you in a wrestling match. Is that true?
No.
It wasn't even a hesitation. She's like, nope, it ain't going to happen. So this year, well, yeah, fake news, as Tim says. We have a good time in case you can't figure that one out. So let's talk about your senior season coming up. What are some expectations that you've got for yourself?
One thing that I really started last year was I'm not really focused on what's going to happen in the future. I'm focused on the now of things. Mm-hmm. And so right now I'm just working on getting my weight where it needs to be, getting back in shape for wrestling shape, and just kind of getting my mind in the wrestling mindset, because anytime I don't get in that mindset before season, it's all out of whack. And so right now I'm focused on that. I have talked to a couple colleges recently.
Uh-oh, how's that going?
There was one that I had applied to, and they had contacted me and then asked me to apply and said they'd start working on getting a package together for a scholarship.
Good for you, absolutely. And, what I want to know more than anything is, well, first off, tell me about your family. I know your dad really well, known him for years, and they've been super supportive during this run in softball and in wrestling, correct? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your training regimen. Tell me what you do during the course of a season to stay in shape, to get ready for wrestling, because wrestling, I believe, will start up right after football season, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I really didn't start taking wrestling seriously till about 8th grade. After 8th grade, I had started going to camps. Started going to camps in St. Louis and stuff, and I came back and I was a lot better than I had ever been. And then the next summer I went to Iowa and wrestled with the Iowa team,
Wow.
And, well, they trained us. They, like, each day a different one came, and they gave us lessons, showed us different things that they find that help them. And that helped a lot. And I went to Perler in St. Louis, of course. I've always gone there every summer, except for this summer. And so I think staying active during the summer really helped. The summer I kind of stayed home, I worked, went to summer practices with a high school. And I think just staying consistent, at least going to the gym, finding time to at least get some mat time once or twice, 3 times a week maybe.
That's awesome. And I know that you have worked extremely hard, and I know that, you were the SEMO conference. I don't want to get this wrong, but you won some pretty big awards in the SEMO conference, right?
Yeah, I won, I think I won most outstanding wrestler 2 years in a row.
I think so. And the reason why I know that is I've done some stories on you, so I know that you've been that well received in the SEMO conference. All in all, you got to be having the time of your life right now, right?
Yeah, I love it. Wrestling is a very mentally challenging sport, and you have to be able to have a very, very strong mindset being a wrestler, especially a female wrestler. Because, like, male wrestlers, you're a male wrestler, you get all this credit. But a female wrestler, it's a lot different because it's so new that a lot of times people are very like, oh, like, it's just female wrestling, like, you're just a girl, like, it's not that serious.
I feel like that, at least in your case, it's not just about you, but at least women wrestling in Poplar Bluff, you guys are really breaking that glass ceiling, at least in my opinion.
I'm really hoping that girls see the way that I've succeeded and they think they want to give it a try, because I don't want this whole, like, having a girl place at state to end with me. I want other girls to come out and wrestle and show the school, like, a girl can come out here and do just as good. It's
sometimes better.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see next week at halftime. I'd love to see you and Tim on the mat at 50-yard line. I will take over the camera, and I'll run that bad boy just to see that match. Halftime show. See there, Tim? She's game for it.
Hey, and there's a circle out there.
That's right. There's a circle already painted on the football field. It's nice to have you up here, and I'm so grateful that you took the opportunity to come up here and spend some time with us. And I can't wait for I don't want to rush time. I'm going to have fun this football season, but I can't wait to see the great things that you're going to be doing coming up starting in November. Anybody you want to say hi to back at home right now watching us live on Facebook and YouTube and listening on the radio?
Everybody that has provided their support and love towards my success in my wrestling career, I appreciate it, and I just want to thank all of you for being there and supporting me through all of it. And that's it.
And you're not done. We got one more amazing season left, and we're going to be right there behind you.
Bring home a state championship.
There you go. Zoe Freeman, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to the football team. So Zoe Freeman, a senior wrestler here for the Lady Mules here. Always great to have her live on the program. That kid has been through so much, and I've got the opportunity to really get to know her over the course of time. I'm really good friends with her dad, and I've known for a long time just how hard that she has trained. And let me tell you, that is no joke when I tell you that she has an opportunity not only to win more awards coming up. I believe not only is she going to win some big-time awards again this year, but I really believe that she is going to be going to state as well. Once again, she's been there 2 years in a row, so why not make it 3 in a row? Let's go ahead and let's break down the Jamboree from Bluff and from Festus. And it was really good for the Mules. Let's go first off to, now remember, these are unofficial stats because this is just a Jamboree, so we're not really focusing too much on the stat per se, but we did want to go ahead and provide a little bit of stats here just because it is good for radio time and video time as well. So that being said, we're going to get to our stats coming up here in just a moment. And here tonight, the Mules in that Jamboree against Festus, the Mules ended up with 5 first downs. They were 5 carries for about 52 yards, 3 catches for 46 yards. Mules, by the way, total yards over 100 yards, and they were 1 out of 5, or make that 3 out of 5 rather. The quarterback, Jay Edmondson, that time was 3 out of 5. Mules were 0 for 1 on third down conversions, and they were 0 for 1 on fourth down conversions. Looking at the ground game, Hightower, what a great Corday Hightower. He had 3 carries, 24 yards, a touchdown. Edmondson had that 1 carry for about 22 yards. And the 1 carry for 6 yards by Devin Ferguson. On the receiving end, Colt Clifford a catch for 40 yards and a touchdown. J.R. Lathan had 1 catch for 5, and then Hunter Clifford, he would have 1 catch for 1 yard. Jay Edmondson, he goes 3 for 5 on that series with about 46 yards overall. So that's kind of what happened in that second matchup here between the Mules and the Festus Tigers. We are now awaiting for the next series to begin. And with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch our scoreboards out so that way when we get going, we don't have to worry about anything other than just making sure that our scoreboards are accurate, and they will be accurate here when we get started. It'll be the Mules taking on the Seckman Jaguars in our final set of the night. That'll be what we are going to be watching out for coming up here tonight between when we get back to live action. Seckman right now, they are still waiting. Mules are getting a much-needed breather right now. And as soon as we get ready here for the final set, that is when we will begin. So, that being said, let's go ahead real quickly because we don't get a chance to do this very often during the regular season because we are so tied up here with everything going on, with everything that we have going on with our sponsor logos, our sponsor videos, the multiple camera angles. What I want to do is, if he would grace me with his presence, I want to get Tim Hicks on for just a minute because really, as much as people thank me, there's another guy that needs to be thanked even just as much as me because all I do is just provide the audio and I study the names, but what Tim does is so much more important than what I can ever do. And coming up, we're going to get him on. I know once again he is doing another thing with the computer, so that's what he does. I mean, he is just a machine. I think I can multitask. I've met my match here by hanging out with Tim for the last 5 years. This will be our 5th year, by the way, streaming. And I think this year we have really broken the glass ceiling for what we do as a 2-man team. I mean, we have been able to add some really cool things. And, boy, that was a wide-open pass by Farmington. That one goes to the house, 40 yards. That one may not have been on the camera. We're running our sponsor ads right now. But that was incredible. That was an incredible pass. So we are about ready for the third and final series of the night for the Mules. So as soon as we get ready for that, that is when we are going to begin our last series. While we've got a moment here, let's go ahead once again. By the way, our instant replays here this year, they're being brought to you by our good friends at Barker's Towing and Auto Repair. But let's thank some other sponsors here this season. They include Baldwin Toyota, also being brought to you by First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, also being brought to you by Russians Towing, Poplar Bluff Monument Works, and being brought to you by Ozark Legacy Insurance Partners and Mossy Oak Properties. Let's go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll get Tim Hicks live on the program. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back in 60 seconds on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. We are back here, and we got a chance to talk to Bryce Dobbs' father a moment ago, Mr. Nathan, hanging out with us, and we appreciate him. That guy does so much he's so supportive of the Mules athletic programs. We really appreciate him. In the meantime, so I want to get Tim on for just a minute here. He hustles over here, too, he's like, hey, don't bother me. You're messing up my mojo. Tim, let's talk about, for just a minute here, I want to talk about these amazing features let's start from the beginning. You and I, we had this idea 5 years ago, previous, COVID came, COVID went, and we said, you know what, how about we do something that not a lot of people are doing, or we want a video stream.
Right.
Let's just be honest. In the beginning, we got told no an awful lot. We did.
Sure.
We did. But we kept being little pests and little whatever you want to call us.
Yeah, we're good
we
at that.
got it done. And a lot of people over the last 5 years, they have told us what they want to see improved. Well, this year, the cool thing is, one feature I'm really happy about is we were able to add a brand new camera, and you've got a gadget here, and I can be techie about it, but you know more about it. Tell me about this camera when we get going next week. What is the biggest benefit in your mind that we're going to be able to do that we couldn't do last year with it?
Yeah, probably one of the biggest things is sometimes we go to a visiting school, and it's hard to fit us in, man. We try to be a fast and a small operation.
We're a two-man team, by the way, just so we're clear.
Yeah, we are a two-man team. That's right, and we have to be able to sit up and tear down in lightning speed, and it has to all work.
And what that means is today, and I want to give a big shout out to Jason, the AD here at Festus.
Very great. He's awesome.
They let us in around 4:20, and literally up until 5:30, you were setting up, and I mean, you could tell you were stressed, but the folks who are watching right now, they're seeing our sponsor video, but those that are watching this amazing coverage, I mean, you are the best in the business. And
thanks.
the other big thing that we added, I went to you, and here's the backstory. I went to Tim during the summer, and I said, Tim, what's it going to take to add instant replay? And he said, you're killing me. That was your words. He said, is there any more you want to add to my plate? But let me tell you, you've been doing instant replay now for 2 weeks, and you're getting better at it, and it seems like that it's going very well so far.
Yeah, and so we try to find that sweet spot. What it's doing, the computer's continually caching the game, kind of like remembering what just happened. And so I got this magic button that I've set up that goes back and grabs the previous 10 seconds. And so I just got to be on the ball to move the camera, have everything in the shot, and grab the previous 10 seconds that was something worthy of replay.
Did you ever think 5 years ago that we would be this successful where we are today?
No, what a blessing. What a God thing. And very thankful to our sponsors. Hey, folks, man, if you want to know, let our sponsors know how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, because we wouldn't be able to do this.
And we're rolling those right now on the screen. And starting next week, we're going to have the actual video ads. But I want to say thank you to the community because, man, they come in every single week, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. They're hungry for it.
Yep.
You deliver. And I know you always say that you need good audio, but I disagree. You need a great video package to go with it. You make it work, and I would not do this with anybody else. I've always said you are truly the best in the business.
My
and
goodness.
Grandma Jackie, she's not tech savvy, but we do go back and watch some of the games, and she agrees that she tells me to make sure and keep you happy and keep you coming back season after season. So there you go.
God bless Grandma. So, it's a learning thing for me and you. All this is, and sometimes my attitude is, gee, I wonder what this button does. Oh, look at that. I mean, you remember that, you know? And
I always make fun of you and say, hit that red button that takes us off the air.
Right. So every connection is a point of failure, and so that we just try to limit the connections, but also have everything we need, all the tools in place. One of the hardest things, especially when you go to a visiting school, is internet connectivity.
That's right.
Because we use the cell towers for connectivity typically.
And let's just be honest, tonight what you're watching on screen, we don't have Ethernet or Wi-Fi tonight. We are strictly at the mercy of what we have.
Right. And so we're grabbing T-Mobile and Verizon in this case, and you're grabbing AT&T, and we're grabbing everything we can and making the best of it. And I'm still getting a few drops, a few frame losses, and I apologize for that. But
I'm not noticing them
yeah,
at all.
good,
So
good,
last
absolutely.
question.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, they're saying thank you to you, and
Thanks,
rightfully
guys.
so. You deserve
Awesome.
all the credit. And then week 1, and I think, and I've been saying this,
Yeah.
you've been hearing me, this is going to be the best year yet. I
Oh,
really
is.
believe it.
I'm having so much fun.
I am
Hey,
too.
Ricky, we get paid to have fun. What a blessing.
I'm 40 years old. I think you're you ready to see one more Jamboree
let's watch
matchup?
one more Jamboree.
Let's
Let me-
do it.
yeah, thanks,
Seckman
guys.
and Bluff now. It is time. It looks like Seckman is going to be, they will be on offense first. Appreciate Tim Hicks and all he does. I mean, that guy, you think I work hard. He works 10 times harder than I'll ever be able to work. That I can promise you. All right, so here we go now. Seckman, we were given a roster for Seckman. I hope it's the right roster, but one of the parents gave us a roster, so we do appreciate that. Greg Gilberto, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Miss Chappelle. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you guys also every single week for tuning in to our Mules football. All right, here we go now. The Seckman Jaguars comes up now. They are going to be on offense first. We've got the right scoreboard up, so here we go. Here is a handoff. This one goes up the middle, and Spencer Nunn is there on the tackle. So is J.R. Lathan. It was a handoff this time to number 26, Brady Ambrose. He is a senior running back for the Jaguars. Second play from scrimmage. Remember, every team gets 12 offensive, 12 defensive plays. Here we go now as the Mules here coming back out on defense. It'll be first down and 10. It'll be a passing play this time. This one going toward the end zone. Incomplete. The Mules defense. Great stop that time by Caden Johnson. He come in and broke it up right at the last second. Our team chaplain, Greg Gilberto, was down there. Boy, great play, Tim. Way to find that ball. I hope that new camera makes it easier. I don't know how you do it. I could say we can go to instant. I can go to instant replay, but now we all can. So I mean, it's really awesome what he's able to do down there. The quarterback, by the way, is Brody Cube. He is a sophomore for the Jaguars. Looks like Festus is going to score on the other side. That's why you hear the cheers. This one's going to be a handoff. Mules now. Johnson running after the running back. Good job by Spencer Nunn. He comes in as well. Cameron Benson, the man this time to take the ball for the Jaguars. Well, I tell you what, this young man, we're going to say his name a lot. Caden Johnson, a junior, on the 15-yard line, first down and 10. Seckman right now driving down the field. Mules defense. Make no mistake about it, we're playing some really good teams here at this year's Jamboree. We really are. Every team that we have faced so far, Farmington, Festus, and now Seckman, are really good football teams. Every one of them had above 500 last season. Good job there by the Mules. Not allowing a lot of yards. A tackle that time by number 51, Grant Wood, also coming in on the tackle. Grant Wood takes a seat. That was a handoff, by the way, to Brady Ambrose. Or Ambrose, rather. Also in on the tackle for the Mules a moment ago was Caden Jenkins, number 44. So we are here in Festus. It is 7:06. Glad to have you alongside for this final Jamboree set. Now the quarterback here, Cube, wearing number 12 for the Jaguars. Looks like he's going to pass it this time. He goes up high. This one, oh, good job again by Johnson. It was incomplete. Thrown to Cameron Benson. Caden Johnson, I tell you what, so far, I think Johnson has been the premier player I've been impressed with in this Jamboree. How many times have we said his name this entire night? He is everywhere. That time in the secondary, and he made sure that he was defending that receiver. It was intended for Benson. Incomplete, third down. This one's going to be a handoff in the Mules that time, and that was because of Cade Huffman. He's the one that got a hand on him, and then Bryce Dobbs is able to take him down. Fourth down coming up. Boy, Huffman, he's using that 6'5" frame, more like 6'6". He was a phenomenal baseball player as a sophomore. Him and Bryce Dobbs both that time tag teaming. Fourth down coming up. Big stop for the defense. So now Cube again, shotgun formation. Looks like they're going to run the football. They will. A little misdirection and touchdown, Seckman. Number 22, Ben Lewis, ends up scoring the touchdown that time. That was some misdirection, and that time it did work in Seckman's favor. I think you're right, David. I think they're going to come back to our district this year. Still waiting. We thought today was going to be the day that we were going to get those district assignments, but we have not gotten those yet. So I'm not sure if it's going to be next Monday or Tuesday. Typically, they are released on the Jamboree night or that day, but not today. I do think Seckman will end up being in Class 5 again. They're not too far from Festus either. Imperial, Missouri is where they're located at. So here we go now, 1st and 10, new quarterback. This time gets it outside, but the Mules that time, they were ready. Devin Ferguson, he was there for the tackle. Quinn Mattingly was the receiver, and this time Ferguson got right on him. Boy, we've said Ferguson's name a lot tonight too, between him and Caden Johnson. Also, Caden Jenkins as well, can't forget about him. We've talked a lot about Andre Aguilar tonight. Boy, this Mules football team, they're going to be good. I know that they're playing some really good teams here in the Jamboree. Next week, coming to town is the Blazers out of Valley View. Here's going to be a quarterback keeper this time. Bounces outside, gets away. He turns nothing into something that time. Johnson again on the tackle, also making a stop is number 30, Law Summers. We can't wait to be at home this year. 5 away games this year. And we get to go to Tim's favorite spot, the Jackson Indians this year. He loves being down there, or up there. Here is the quarterback here. The Mules coming after him. He gets it away, incomplete. Good job there by the Mules, by Caden Johnson. Also number 20, Colt Clifford. That ball was intended, by the way, for number 29, Casey Nago. He is a junior wide receiver. Tim loves him, tell you what. Miss Bussy down here saying she don't want to go to Jackson. I told you, Tim, you can't say stuff like that up here. Not around our Mules family. Second down, he says fake news, low snap. It'll be picked up by the running back. Good job there by the Mules. Number 55, Andre Aguilar, right on cue. Big stop there. Also making a nice stop is Travis Cozart, number 68. Coming back in for the Mules now, Tay Jackson. Where's number 25? Seckman and Poplar Bluff. Seckman leads by a score. Here comes the handoff. This one's going to be good job by the Mules, wrapping them up. Boy, a whole host of Mules that time. This time, a stop was by Caden Walker, also Grant Wood, and Carson Sittig, number 54. Got a chance to hang out with him during that fish fry a couple of weeks. So now the Mules will have it 1st and 10. So the Mules have got to at least score 1 touchdown here in this one to tie it. It is a 6-0 lead by the Jaguars. Remember, no extra points. Mules have 12 offensive plays. Mules are going to have coming back out now Jay Edmondson. Chase O'Neal out there on the front line. Also, right beside Chase O'Neal, my good buddy Cade Bussey out there. Here we go. Going to be a handoff to Hightower. Hightower gets around 1 tackle, but not going to get around a 2nd tackle. Good job by Ethan Schomel as he is able to take Hightower down. Hightower gets about 2 yards on that play, 2nd down and about 8. So Hightower had an amazing second set against the Festus Tigers. I agree, David. I agree. They put me on top of the press box, and they put Tim, I think he's in front of a pole, actually. But they always do a good job of taking care of us. I got to give them that. Edmondson going deep, and this one is intended for Lathan. It's nearly picked off. Good defensive stop there by the Jaguars. So 3rd down and about 8 here. So 3rd down and 8. Let us know if you're going to be watching next week from Poplar Bluff. The Mules taking on Valley View, the Blazers. We want to see a big crowd watching us next week, listening on the radio, tuning in as well on Facebook and YouTube. Edmondson, he's got a man. Hightower, you better believe it. Catches that one. That's going to be enough for a Mules 1st down. What a shot by Jay Edmondson to Corday Hightower. And he is going to be around the 21-yard line. That was a nice pass by Edmondson. That one goes for 17 yards. That's what I'm talking about, Miss Chappelle. We're expecting a big crowd next week. Chase Randall says, let's go Mules. So Edmondson on that last play. That was a good defensive move there by the Jaguars. Logan Slack could not come up with the pass. 2nd down and 10. All right, here comes Edmondson now. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. Going to throw it again. This time going toward the end zone. Spencer Nunn. It's not going to be there. Spencer Nunn was the intended target that time. It's 3rd down and 10. Boy, you're right. Number 15, Hightower. He's the man this year. 3rd down and 10 on the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone. And now Edmondson. Shotgun formation this time is going to give it to Ferguson. Ferguson cuts up field, and he'll be at the 19, a gain of about 2 yards that time. And that's going to bring up a 4th and about 8. Does get it inside the red zone here, but it's a long 4th down. Mules are just trying to punch one in, but they're going to mark him back at the 20, so they're going to say only gained about a yard, 4th down and 9. Oh, Jackson just catches a pass. We're watching 2 different games, one on each side. Jackson right now against Festus nearly caught one to the house. Edmondson now going to the outside. He's got a man, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. Devin Ferguson on the catch. Nice move by Ferguson, and he's going to have enough for a Mules 1st down. It was a 4th down and 8, and he'll get all the way down to about the 10-yard line. Well, we'll see where they put the ball down. I'm confused here. Was there a flag on the play? Because I didn't see a flag either. They're marking. No, they're going to say it's against the Mules. Yep, it's going to be against the Mules. I didn't see the flag, but there's so much going on. We're going to mark him back all the way at the 30. Well, they're going back to the 40-yard line. No, you know what? They're saying that was incomplete. That's what it was. They're saying incomplete is what that one was. That's why they're marking. That's why they're moving back. It looked like that one official said he'd come down with it. But nope, they're going to say incomplete. So that drive stalls. So turnover on downs, and we'll move it back to the 40. Here we go now. Edmondson now. Ferguson lines up right beside him. It's going to be a handoff, a high handoff to Ferguson. Ferguson's going to miss one tackle. He is still on his feet, gets to around the 22-yard line. We'll see where they mark him down officially, and it'll be between the 21 and the 22-yard line. What a run by Ferguson. It'll be on the 22. That is a Mules first down. Kaylee Andy Lucas likes what she sees right now from Caden Walker. Remember to hit that share button. We want to get to about 15 to 20 shares tonight. Mules coming out in a 4 wideout package. Caden Jenkins gets the ball. He goes up the middle, and he is going to be inside the red zone to about the 13-yard line. So Jenkins, I like this 1-2 combo here between Jenkins or between Ferguson and Jenkins. That is a 9-yard gain. Second down and about 1. Nicholas Thompson says, great run. You better believe it. Amber Bliss likes what she sees. Let us know how you feel so far. And Tim, if I can just say, you're doing a great job on that camera. Here we go again. Jenkins, he's got a first down and then some inside the 5-yard line to around the 4. Another deep run by Caden Jenkins, and he'll be on the 4. First and goal. Big crowd watching us right now on Facebook and on YouTube. I told myself that we're going to try our best to watch our Facebook or our YouTube feed a little bit more here this season. So here we go now as Edmondson lines up, and now Jenkins lines up right beside him on the right side. Another handoff to Jenkins. Jenkins this time is going to go in the end zone. Touchdown. It is a Barker's Towing and Auto Repair replay. Caden Jenkins in for the touchdown. So now the Mules each scoring 1 touchdown apiece here in this set. Way to go, Poplar Bluff. Boy, that was a nice handoff that time. Jenkins was not going to be denied. He was not going to be denied on that play. And now it is 6-6, and there goes the boom emojis. I love it. We're going to bring that back again this year, Tim. I like it. Any way that we can interact with the crowd. Now, Grandma Jackie's got to get up and give the dog some treats. That's the deal that we have. Every time we score, Misty, she gets rewarded. Edmondson's going to go this time to the outside. Incomplete. It was intended this time for Javian Bradley, number 81. That one hit him in the chest, too. Goes right through the fingertips. It is second down and 10. Second down and 10. Coach Jefferson out there, the wide receiver coach. He is in the backfield, standing behind Caden Jenkins. So Edmondson now, or I should say Jenkins rather, lines up right beside Edmondson. He's going to go downfield. He's going to air it out. He's got a man, and this one is just over the fingertips. It was intended for Noah Dodd. Oh, my goodness. That was a nice play designed by Bluff. That one could have been a touchdown. It was the final play of the night. That one could have went for a touchdown. Boy, that was good. That one was fun. Our Jamboree has come to an end. Let me tell you, we're going to have a lot of fun here this year. I can already tell you. It ends in a 6-6 tie. So the Mules scoring 3 touchdowns overall during this Jamboree. Mules did not score at all during the Farmington part of things. It was a little bit slow for the Mules, but then the Mules exploded in that second round against the Festus Tigers. Mules ended up scoring twice, and then the Mules scored once in that last one by the Seckman Jaguars. And we are still going to be waiting for the actual districts to come out, but I got a feeling that we're going to see Seckman end up in our districts, and it would not surprise me a bit. I do think that the Jackson Indians are going to end up being right where they are in Class 6, but we'll wait and see for sure. But let me tell you, this Mules team, there's a lot to cheer about here. And remember, it may not have went the way that Coach Manning maybe would have wanted, just because it is, it was a low-scoring affair for the Mules. But you got to remember just how good that these teams are that we are facing here tonight. These teams that we are facing are very, very good. So that is something that we're going to be, we're going to capitalize on that, and we're going to be building on that momentum as we get into next week. So tonight the Mules end up scoring 3 times. Mules not scoring at all against the Farmington Knights. They do score 2 touchdowns against the Festus Tigers. It was a 12-12 tie. Mules didn't lose anything. That's the good news. Well, you know what? The Mules did lose against Farmington. They did lose 6-0. But the Mules also tie in Seckman 6-6 as well. So all in all, I will take what we had here tonight, and the Mules will use that coming up for next week, and the Mules will build on it. And I've got a feeling coming up next week, the Mules are going to be ready as we get ready for the regular season to begin. So much to be excited about. And you know what? Like we said earlier on, we had Tim on the air with us. All the new equipment that we are using this season, the instant replay, the extra camera angles that you will see coming up this season, it is a learning process. We are learning, we are feeding off of each other, and honestly, until now, I've never said, let's go to the replay until now, so I've got to get better at that, and I will. And I know Tim is just going to rock it out again this year like he always does. Let's thank our sponsors for making this possible. By the way, next week we will have Coach Manning live on the air. We'll do our pregame interviews, we'll do our postgame interviews, all that and so much more is coming up as we continue and get ready to bring you an amazing season of Poplar Bluff Mules football. So once again, let's go ahead now and let's thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we would not be able to be here. We could not do what we do, and we want to take just a minute. We want to praise our great sponsors because they believe in our product, and we want to make sure that we show them some love. They include First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, also Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russians Towing, Poplar Bluff Monument Works, Ozark Legacy Insurance Partners, also being brought to you by Mossy Oak Properties, Village Express, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Barker's Towing and Auto Repair, also being brought to you by Country Road Market, Larry Hillis Dodge, Air Solutions, Edmondson and Holt Attorneys at Law, Maverick Glass, Senator Jason Bean, and Baldwin Toyota. Our mule sponsors for the 2024 season. All right, so now the 2 preseasons are in the books. We had the maroon and the white game last week in Poplar Bluff. Tonight it is the Jamboree, and now that means coming up next week, it is the real deal as the Mules will take on the Blazers out of Valley View, and that means our pregame show, we're going to go back to the way things were last year. We're going to begin our series. Our coverage is coming up at around 6:15, and then our actual live coverage will begin at 6:15, and then as soon as we are done with that at 7 o'clock, it will be time for the kickoff between the Mules and the Blazers out of Valley View. So once again, we'll leave you with this. Make sure next week and get ready. If you're unable to be there at Mule Stadium, there will be a big tailgate party. I believe there will be a tailgate party next week. We will have much more on that tailgate coming up. In the meantime, we will say so long from Festus. Tim and I have about a 2-hour drive back to Bluff. We will see you back here next week as the Mules prepare to do battle, coming up with the the Blazers out of Valley View. For Tim Hicks, I'm Frankie Castile. You've been watching and listening to Mules Football Live on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. We'll see you back here in 7 short nights.